Edwards, and welcome to the Cardon Resource Hub. And today we're going to talk about the importance of strength training and exercise. And I have Christy Johnson with us today. And so, Christy, we often hear how important exercise and strength training and just regular routines is, how important it is to older adults. So, will you tell us a little bit of why that's so important?
Hi, Kendra. Thanks for having me today. Yes, staying active and active movement is so very important to maintaining health and longevity. It's important to fight your chronic medical conditions. Also, by staying up and moving for at least a half an hour every day, that is going to help you to age in place, and that's everyone's goal. Age in place, stay home, stay where you're happy, and not end up in the hospital or some other place that you might not want to be. So,
can you walk through a couple of just examples of exercise? What are your favorite exercise for balance and mobility and flexibility and that type of thing?
Yes. So, when you talk about exercise and activity, it doesn't have to be anything like you've got to go to the gym and be enrolled in an exercise class. Being up and moving for 30 minutes every day. So while you're standing at the kitchen sink, doing some marches, doing up and down on your toes. There's also like single leg standing that helps with your balance. And marching in place. Those are some easy things to incorporate into your everyday activity that counts. You don't have to go to the gym to stay active and to help improve your health.
I know. I think the gym can be intimidating for sure. So what types of other things do you think we should be doing?
Well, additionally, besides the balance component, because, maintaining that balance, you also have to have strong muscles to maintain that balance. So incorporating some strength training into your everyday activity is so important. As we age, our muscles, we lose muscle mass. So incorporating, like using a TheraBand. So you've got different resistance TheraBands you can add into your exercises. With TheraBand, you can do some bicep curls, and that helps your upper body strength. Also, you don't have to have fancy equipment. You can make your own little weights at home. This is one that I made. It is a half pound. It's made of a sock with rice. And that is, an easy functional arm cuff weight. Or, you could even use it on your lower extremities, on your legs, put it around your foot. Also for exercise, you can use a water bottle. You can use a can of soup. It doesn't have to be that you have to go buy a bunch of fancy equipment to do exercises. Additionally, for exercises that are going to help your strengthening, using your body weight, so like armchair push-ups, raising yourself off your seat, that's going to help with your triceps. And as a woman, we all know as we get older, that is a weaker part of our body. So those wheelchair push-ups are super important, or chair push-ups. That's going to help strengthen that area. You can sit in your chair and just do your ankle pumps, doing your leg kicks and your marching. You can add that additional weight. And like I said, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, anything bought. It can be just something that you make at home. One of the other things that a lot of people forget is stretching. So stretching is so very important. And you can do a lot of your stretches seated in your chair. You don't necessarily have to get down on the floor or get down on a mat. you can incorporate those stretches into your day. You can do it first thing when you get out of bed. That is a great time to initiate stretching your upper body, doing some cervical movement. A lot of times, balance problems, can start up here in the neck, and it's because we lose that mobility to look around and to even see what might be in our path that might cause a fall. Keeping up and moving, not falling, and because when you age, your bones may be getting a little brittle. Of course, like we talked, our muscle mass gets less, so that's less to protect us when we fall, and you could sustain a fracture. When you're going to begin any type of activity, be it an exercise program or just increasing your movement, you do want to consult your physician or nurse practitioner just to make sure, that what you're planning on doing is in alignment with what they feel is safe for you. Start out slow. If you're adding weight, don't try to pick up a 10-pound dumbbell. Start out with something 1 pound, 2 pound, even like I made a half a pound. Start out slow, and every day just add to what you're doing.
Could you expand a little bit on some ideas for balance? Because I think even for me, a lot of times I think it's how do you build that strength or some simple things that we can do at home to help us with our balance?
With balance, yes. So just like with strengthening balance, you want to practice safety first. So when you're starting any kind of balance exercise, make sure you have something sturdy to hold on to, either a sturdy chair or, like I've said, the kitchen sink or the countertop in your kitchen. And you can start with just basic up and down on your toes. And as you get stronger and safer, take your hands off and try, and maybe just one hand at a time, and maybe alternating back and forth. There's also the heel toe walking, which is like the sobriety test. I do recommend definitely holding on and doing down the countertop with that. And then, like I said, as you get better, take your hand off and challenge yourself a little bit more. There are some excellent videos on YouTube for potentially doing like Tai Chi. Tai Chi is an excellent balance activity, and it also helps with improving flexibility, also with your blood pressure. So it helps to decrease blood pressure, which helps with chronic conditions as well. Another resource on YouTube is a gal, her name's Coach Kim, and she has some excellent videos if you like to pull something up on your phone or computer or your TV and go along with Coach Kim. She's got stretching and strengthening activities. Some of them, are more advanced, but a lot of them are just basic exercises that you can do to keep healthy and strong to age in place.
How often do you recommend? Like, is it 1 day a week, 5 days a week? Try to do something every day? Kind of what is your recommendation for that?
It's every day. You need to be up moving at least 30 minutes every day. And while you're sitting watching TV, you can be moving. You can be doing those little kicks. I myself, I have a little Restaurator, a little leg bike that I have under my workstation that even as I'm working, I am moving my legs to keep from seizing up. We all need to be up and moving. And I do recommend that if you wear a smartwatch, a lot of people do, or tell Alexa to set a reminder to tell you to, hey, get up and move every hour. It's time to get up and take a walk around the house. Some other things that might be helpful is instead of calling in your groceries for a Walmart pickup, go in and walk the store. A lot of times you get a good amount of walking when you're just out looking for your groceries. Also, it gives you a chance to socialize. You might run into somebody you know. So.
Very true. It's so important. I think it's just not being intimidated by exercise and just starting, just doing something, and just the importance of movement every day. And I like what you said about stretching, because it's something I'm not great at, and to do it. And now I have a new goal. I'm going to try Tai Chi sometime and try her out, because I've never done that before. So I'm going to have to try that.
All very good. Just move a little bit every day, and it'll make you want to move more. So
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Such great advice and good tips. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.
thank you.